If you've ever walked into our shop looking to throw lures, and you ask the question, what color's working right now? The response you're going to get from me is, let's start with your rod. I need to know what rod you're intending to throw these lures with. Why? Because I need to point you towards the correct ounces, then we can start digging into colors. If I say, hey, we're killing them on pink, but we don't have a pink lure in stock that fits your rod, it's not going to do you any good. When casting lures, there's a lot to consider to make yourself successful. A, what rod am I throwing lures with? B, what size reel and braid is on that rod? And C, can I find an effective lure that matches my rod specs? We're gonna go over all that today, guys, and I'm gonna get you guys dialed in, ready for lure casting season, because it's here. I've seen bait flipping up close the last 2 mornings out. When the bait moves in, the Spanish move in, and everything else follows. Let's start with the rods, guys. A nice, simple lure casting rod to get going with if you've never done this before would be a good 9-footer. Now, not all 9-foots are gonna work effectively. You might have a 9-footer already that you're using to like pompano fish with. But is that same 9-footer gonna be good for casting lures? It could be, but more than likely, you're gonna be a lot more effective throwing these lures, hooking into these fish and getting them in if you have a dedicated rod for that. So this is a 9-footer rated 1 to 2 ounces. That's it, with a heavy blank. This is gonna be a medium fast action, so that means this rod is gonna bend about down here by this eye. So almost halfway down the rod, you're gonna start getting that bend. You see here, if I use the beam, you'll see where that rod is bending. Not quite at the halfway point, right? That's gonna be your medium fast. This rod is excellent to throw 1.5 ounce lures with. 1 1/4, 1.5 ounce. So that leads me back to my point at the beginning of the video. If you walk in and you want a pink lure, and maybe I only have a pink in a 2 ounce or a 3 ounce, although that might be the hot color, that is not gonna be the lure you want for this rod. You wanna get the ounces of your lure in the middle of your rod specs. That's gonna give this rod the best performance. I would put a 3000 series reel on this rod because it keeps it nice and light, and I would use 15-pound braided line. Why 15 pound? Because of the thinner diameter, I can get a deeper casting distance. If you put a rope on there, let's say 40, 50-pound braid, or if you're using mono, you're greatly decreasing your casting distance. When I think lure casting, I want to go as light as possible. Light with my rod, light with my reel, and light with my braid. A light rod and a light reel allows you to cast over and over and over without fatigue. If you're trying to use your set rig fishing rods and doubling them as a lure casting rod, they're big, beefier setups. After about a dozen casts, you're gonna be tired, and it's not gonna be as fun. If you're having to struggle over and over again, you're just gonna stop doing it. It's not gonna be enjoyable. Now, will any 3000 series reel work? Probably not. You're gonna want a reel that has some butt in it, and what I mean by butt is drag. The right reel, you can get a lot of drag in a small package. The PC Fun Nautix is a great example. Relatively inexpensive reel. That 3000 series is about $100, but it packs 26 pounds of drag. That's a lot of drag, guys. Your average pin reel, like a Battle or like a Fierce 4000 series, those guys got somewhere in between 15 and 20 pounds of drag, and that's in a bigger reel. So PC Fun does a great job with that Nautix of getting a lot of drag in a small package. So that little 3000 series PC Fun Nautix on here, 15-pound braid. You got a nice, easy rod to manage at 9 foot, and your casting metal choices are gonna live in that 1.5 ounce, 1.25 range. If you're wanting some more distance, you're finding that your beaches, the Spanish mackerel, the blues, the jacks, they tend to be out deeper, then you can bump it up to an 11. So this is the same model, the Assassin Rapid Spin Zero, but just instead of the 9 foot, it's at an 11 foot. This is an extra heavy blank, so it's a bit stiffer. You still got that medium fast tip, and it is still rated 1 to 2. So the exact same rod with just 2 extra feet. I got a 3000 already paired with this one, 15-pound braid, so I'm using the same reel, same braid. And you'll be able to bomb this guy another 20, 30 yards. So you might be asking yourself, well, why wouldn't I just go straight to the 11 and just avoid the 9 altogether? The exact same specs, and I'm getting longer casting distance with the 11. Personally, I find with the longer rods that I'm using for lure casting, yes, I can get a little bit more distance, but the fight of the fish and even the hook set I lose more fish with the longer rods. Having this nice, comfortable, quote-unquote shorter rod than 9 foot, it's a lot easier to handle. The hook set is faster, and I get the fish on the beach a lot more with these shorter 9 footers or 8 footers than I would with those 11 or 12s. So a good rule of thumb for me is I keep a 9 and an 11 at all times during lure casting season. So if I need to, I got the 11 to bomb them out deep, but if not, I can play around up close with the 9 footers. Now, if you're targeting bigger species, the jacks, the reds, sharks, tarpon, you're gonna need a beefier stick. A beefier stick, beefier reel, and braid. Now, what's the drawback of all this? You got a lot heavier setup. Casting that big 5000 series reel over and over again will tire you out. This is one situation where I might suggest that you put some money into the reel. This is a 5000 series Nautix. It's got 50-pound braid on it. This reel's about 120 bucks, 125. It's got a lot of drag. It's gonna slow everything down, but it's a little heavy. You can find some really light 5 and 6,000s out there, but you're gonna pay for them. But if that's like all you're doing, you're targeting bigger fish with lures off the beach, I might spring that extra couple $100 to give me a nice light reel. This is an Amia Ultra. This is actually called the Tarpon Special. This is a triple heavy blank. This guy is stiff, y'all. It's got a fast tip, so as you can see, it's just bending at the top quarter there, not halfway down like the others. This thing is absolutely gonna launch your lure out there because you have that stiff blank, fast tip. And because you have that beefier rod, you'll have no problems forcing in those like 80-pound fish. So I definitely wouldn't buy this if I'm targeting smaller species. But if big game is your thing, something like this is gonna do you well. This guy is rated 2 to 5 ounces, so your 3 ounces and your 4 ounces are gonna be your sweet spot. And that's a heavier lure to be casting too, right? Something like this, I might suggest using a casting glove. You start getting into those heavier weights, throwing over and over again, you can cut your finger with that braid. Again, we jumped from the 15-pound up to the 50. But if you're comfortable with drag play, you can get away with 20. I've brought in a lot of big fish on 20-pound braid. You just can't horse them. You got to play your drag, slow them down, work them when you can, let them run when they want until you tire that fish out and you can get him on the beach. Amia Ultra Tarpon Special with a 5000 series reel, 50-pound braid to get you going. You can always adjust that as you get better at your drag play. By adjusting the braid size, you're going to get more distance with your cast. And then just a good little all-arounder would be this 8'6" rated 1 to 3 ounce. You can throw your 1.5s, you can throw your 2 ounce, you can throw your 2.5 ounce. As the ounces get bigger, that lure starts getting bigger too, so you can target anything from Spanish mackerel up to those big jacks. This is an extra heavy blank with a fast tip, so you're gonna get that lock and flip with the fast action. 8'6" is just a fun size, guys. You can run around all day with this thing. Anything rated 1 to 3, I'll also double as like my up close rod set rig fishing. So some people call it their whiting rod. I call it my up close rod because I catch everything with it. And I'll usually fish those with like a 2 ounce sinker weight. The reason I fish it up close is because it's not tall enough to keep my line out of the water out deep. So I gotta work the first gut with these shorter rods. This is an Assassin Affinity series. They come in all different shapes and sizes. One of my favorite rods by Assassin. Incredibly light, probably the lightest rod I own. Keep a 3000 on this guy, back with the 15-pound braid, and you can run up and down the beach casting lures for hours with something like this. It's not gonna tire you out. So let's chat about lure casting technique. The first thing I wanna do before I start casting lures is tighten down my drag. I don't want any slip on it at all. I wanna be able to pull it just a little bit, but I wanna have to struggle to do it. Why we do that is because casting these heavier lures, if you have a loose drag, you're gonna cut your finger. Also, we're setting hooks with lure casting. It's not like set rig fishing that we're using circle hooks. The fish get hooked themselves. We actually have to pin them. So with a loose drag, when you try to pin that fish, it's just gonna pull drag and you're gonna miss it. So you definitely want a tight drag for your finger to throw without slipping. And then when you set the hook, you want it tight enough so that hook actually goes in. I have a few different retrieves that I use when I'm casting lures. The first one would be cast out, rod tip down, and I burn them back. Just a straight retrieve with my rod tip down. That's keeping that lure down in the column. Another one I'll do is rod tip up and burn it back. That's going to keep the lure at the top of the column. And then if that's not working, I'll even use a jigging technique where I'm popping that lure up, I'm reeling out my slack, popping it up again, and then repeat all the way back to shore. Especially if I see fish out there, like I see bait fish, I see predator fish popping around, like I know that they're there and they're not hitting what I'm throwing, I start playing with my cadence. Sometimes you're just not giving it to them like they want. And that can even go as far as speed that you're retrieving that lure. With Spanish, I find they like it fast, so I'll burn it back as quick as I can. The more picky fish, I'll slow it down and kind of jig that guy sometimes. And you never want to stand in just one spot casting over and over again for 2 hours. So this is definitely like a stick and move style of fishing. What I'll do is fan out cast, so maybe I'll start over here, throw it out, burn it back. Then I'll throw one right down the middle, right in front of me. Then I'll throw one off to the right. So I've worked that whole zone. I might do that 2 or 3 more times, even changing lures. So now I'm 20 cast in that one spot. I have no hits. I'm out of there. I'm gonna walk down 200, 300 yards down the beach and start over. Standing in one spot, casting a lure over and over again for hours is not gonna do you any good if the fish aren't there. You gotta go find them. When casting lures, you need to use leader line. If you don't use leader, they're just gonna bite right through your braid. We're targeting things with teeth out there, guys. The Spanish mackerel, the bluefish, even a ladyfish will cut you off. So you wanna start out with at least 2 foot of leader line. Now there's 2 ways I attach my leader line to my braid. If there's not a lot of schools around, I'll just use a barrel swivel. So I'll tie braid to the one end of my barrel swivel, and then I'll tie leader line to the other, and then attach my lure to the leader line. This is the simplest way to do it if you're not comfortable tying line-to-line knots. Now with a lot of those line-to-line knots, you can get them done in the comfort of your garage, but when you're out there in the field, your hands are wet, the wind is blowing, you got sweat dripping in your eyes, those line-to-line knots tend to get a lot more difficult. So until you get comfortable and you can do it effectively, just use a barrel swivel. Now some of the drawbacks of the barrel swivel is you don't want to suck that guy up through your eyes, obviously. And then the flashy barrel swivels, the Spanish mackerel, the bluefish, they will attack it. So you'll have these chrome silver barrel swivels and then these black nickel ones. I lean towards the black nickel ones because they're not as flashy. Especially when we have clean water, bright sun in the sky, that guy is flashing a lot out there. They're gonna see it, they're gonna think it's a bait fish, and they're gonna attack it. And now you've lost your $15 lure. So practice your line-to-line knots, but until you get comfortable with those guys and you can tie them pretty quickly wherever you're at, lean towards these black nickel barrel swivels. And then we move into the fun part, the lure selection, right guys? You want to keep you a variety of different lures or a variety of different colors. And when I say different lures, that might not be different ounces, but different shapes and profiles. And there's an endless amount of choices to pick from. You have everything from your cast and metals to your top waters, your top water poppers, your big soft plastics. And it's smart to keep a variety of all those at all times. But hopefully this video is going to narrow down the selection for you, meaning you're not all over the board with your weights. Figure out what rod you're going to be using to cast lures with. Come up with an ounce weight that's in the middle of your rod specs. And once you have that, now you can explore around the internet or your local tackle shops and find all the lures you want in that size. Different colors, different profiles, cast in metals, hard plastics, soft plastics. The choices are limitless. And you build you a nice little box with those ounces and now you're ready for anything. Now let's say you go out to the garage, you look at the rod you've been casting lures with and it's rated 4 to 8. This happens a lot. It's a shorter rod maybe it's a 9 or 10 footer, but the lure recommendations on it is large. So if you got a rod that's rated 4 to 8 or 3 to 6 and you want to throw a 1.5 ounce lure, you're not even meeting your minimum. It's going to go out there, but you're not going to get the spine out of your rod that you want and it's not going to get the distance that you want. That's why I like bringing a lot of these 1 to 2s in here, these 1 to 3s, these 1/2 ounce to 2 ounce. That tight little gap that we can shove the right ounces of lures in the middle. If you follow these steps, you get your setup right, you find the lures for that setup, you're going to have a lot better time this season and be more successful throwing metals, plastics, hard plastics off the beach. It's going to be more enjoyable and you're going to catch more fish. So if you've not gotten into lure casting yet, this could be your season. That water temp's going to get a little higher and there's going to be so much life out there, guys. You're going to see it. You're going to actually see the fish. They're going to be popping. They're going to be schooling. Birds are going to be diving. There's going to be dramatic giveaways of where those schools are. And at that point is, can you get them to bite what you got, and can you get the distance to where they're at? Guys, poke around on the website, stop by the shop. We have everything you need to get this done. Get you a nice little setup going. I can ship out rods, or come by the shop and wiggle a couple around till you find the one you want. Every lure that we carry in-house matches the rods that we sell. So you'll have plenty of options of the right size lures to fit the rod that you've just bought. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in and thanks for the continued support here at Panhandle Salt. We could not grow this business without you. Here in a few more weeks, we'll be getting some lure casting videos out so you can see exactly what we're doing out there. I have plenty of these videos from the past if you want to poke around in the channel, targeting everything from Spanish to bluefish, reds, jacks, and even sharks. See you guys on the next one.